This week on the Grand Theory podcast.
So hard. Like I worked so hard to get to this point for me to get hit in one and it's not like I was doing good. Like I was really about to do good, you know? And like it didn't just feel like I wasn't just mad for myself. I was mad because like even whether it's true or not, I felt like a lot of people were counting on me to were expecting me to do well or counting on me like whether well, I might shop my shop.
1% better. Could not work. 1% better.
Did not work. Did not work. And they are not coming to check me, you know. Even though I didn't think I was gonna die, I was like, yo, how can these guys not come and check for me, right? So it was a lot of rage. Like I remember at night, right? There was one night I was so mad that I was like my head was getting hot, like it was like almost like a steaming. Like my head was getting hot, and I was just thinking, I was dreaming about my coaches, right? And I was dreaming about causing physical harm to my coaches and stuff. And I was pissed. Like I was just there, and I couldn't calm down. I couldn't calm down, right? And my sister had the only way for me to calm down was they had to turn the fan on me and play gospel music. Like that's the only way I was gonna calm down. You know, I was so mad. I remember I had like the pillow. I just took the pillow, like threw it against the wall. I was like, yo, I swore. I was like, threw it against the wall. I was just pissed, right? And like those first couple days were like the hardest days, some of the hardest days of my life because like I said, I felt so weak. Right? I was like, yo, I worked so hard. Like I worked so hard to get to this point for me to get hit in one and it's not like I was doing good. Like I was really about to do good, you know? And like it didn't just feel like I wasn't just mad for myself. I was mad because like even whether it's true or not, I felt like a lot of people were counting on me were expecting me to do well or counting on me, like whether it be back home in the Caribbean, like on my island in Union Island, like they're like, oh, you got a scholarship and stuff like that. They're like, yo, that's big, you know? Like there's nobody that plays football professionally at that level, right? Who's there. So for me, like when I went home after my injury, right? People were like, yo, what happened? Like I wish you know what's going on, right? So I felt that, right? I felt like my little brother is young. I'm like, yo, what is this guy gonna think, yo? His brother got mashed up like this, like you know, I know he looks up to me. He's weak, right? So a lot of the stuff was like me against me. Like maybe I don't know if those people thought that or not, right? But I thought that, right? I was like, yo, dog, I'm a bum, yo. How can I get injured like this and get destroyed like this? And then I was thinking a lot of negative thoughts, but what really changed my direction was what really changed my direction was, but I'll give you some like physical, I guess like attributes. So like when I was in the bed, I was there in that position, right? And because I couldn't move, I was getting bed sores, right? Which is like getting a sore on your bum or whatever like that. It's like eating away or whatever. So I was getting that and I couldn't move. You know, I had to like kind of move me on my side, push me on my side a little bit so that I can get some space, put a pillow underneath, whatever. And I remember when they told me I could start like walking, right? Like going to the bathroom and stuff was painful because I had to lift the bag up, I have to sit down, like, you know, with the bag. And I remember when I first put my foot on the ground, it was like this. Like like shake, like it was like crazy. Like I couldn't even like put it normal, right? And not only that, but when I stood up, I couldn't stand up straight. So I was like this, like a hunchback, you know? Like I couldn't stand up straight. And no power in my core. Like I'm trying to talk to people, I'm like this. Shaking, right? But I started walking like very slowly, right? Like very slowly. And what really made it like a really drastic change in my mindset, and even made me think about, you know, like all these things like island grind or the grind theory and all these different things was that when I started to walk, right, slowly starting to walk and to get my grounding, you know, my footing, I guess, is in the room next to me, right?
Yeah.
In the room next to me, there was a guy in a motorized wheelchair. And he was in this motorized wheelchair. And when I started to walk, he noticed me. He's like, yo, you walking already? And I was like, no, you know, I'm not really walking that fast. So he's being all negative, right? He's like, oh, man, you're doing pretty good, bro. Because he's like, there's people in here who've been in here for like 3-4 months and they ain't walking, you know? So I was like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever. But I started talking to the guy. I'm like, yo, what's going on with you, right? Bro, this guy, his left testicle was gone from cancer, right? His left testicle was gone.
Oh my God!
And then on top of that, his left one was left, and then his right leg was gone.
Damn.
And then you know this guy said to me, he's like, you know what? You have to even me out, you know. This guy's cracking jokes. He's like, yeah, you have to even me out. And I was like, bro, what?
Jokes doing pain too. Damn.
And then the guy, he had a hole in his side of his body, right? Damn. And there was like a plastic bag there connected, and from the plastic bag, like a pouch, it connected to his kidneys. So his bladder he had an infection in his bladder, and they had to remove his bladder. Damn. So that pouch was what he was peeing into.
Damn.
So this guy was like peeing into, and he told me like it's painful. Then he told me, he's like, yo, I was like, so what about your family? He's like, oh man, I've been in here for 6 months, and I haven't seen none of my family's come to see me.
Damn.
And I was like, yo, but the thing is, this guy was you wouldn't think that, because the guy was cracking jokes.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, everything is good. This, that, making me laugh, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I started thinking, I was like, yo, this guy is in a way worse position than me. Like, I got family here. My sister came up here. Like, I'm walking. I'm doing all these things. But this guy's actually mashed up.
Yeah.
Right? And, like, for him to be in that situation and still be positive, I was like, yo, I got to change my mindset. I got to change how I'm thinking about this thing, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, from like that day, I kind of shifted my mindset. I was like, yo, you know what? I was like, yo, I'm going to come back better than ever.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back stronger, bigger, faster,
Yeah.
you know? And that like really like motivated me and kind of helped me. Like that shift in my mindset really made me see a lot more progress, just because like of how I was feeling mentally, right?
Yeah.
Even though there was days when I was frustrated, I was like, yo, I was trying to stand up more. I was trying to walk around more.
Yeah.
I was trying to push myself to do more things because of how that guy talked to me, right?
Yeah.
And that made such a big impact on me, so that I know that, like, hopefully whatever my story is and stuff like that can make an impact on somebody else, or me saying something positive can help somebody else in that situation. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, like it's just like the same mindset about what we're talking about, like different people going through different experiences, and your story might be able to help that person. It's the same mindset, like you knowing what that guy went through, or going through rather, like kind of helped you like push through and start thinking positive. Because the fact is, if you never met that guy, you probably still be thinking negative.
Exactly, right? If I never met that guy, I might have been like, yo, man, I shouldn't have got injured. I should have this. I should have that. I should have this. Yeah. But to see that guy in that situation, and him being like, yo, I don't have all these things, but still making jokes, still being positive. I was like, yo, that situation ain't that bad. Yeah. Right? And that's the thing. Every situation that you're in, bro, I can guarantee you there's somebody that's in a way worse situation than you.
Facts.
Like way worse.
Facts.
And just like life is really about reaction.
Sure.
How you choose to react to situations.
Yeah.
In that situation that I was in, right, I could have reacted and been like, yo, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll never be able to play. I'll never do anything again, right?
Yeah.
But really, that guy made an influence on how I reacted.
Yeah.
At first, I reacted like that, but that guy kind of shifted my mindset, right?
Yeah.
Like, I probably won't tell you guys. I'll tell you probably guys like maybe another time about when I was back home and like how the recovery was back home.
Yeah. I'll be for the next.
That'll be for like our next episode.
Or something. Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of the gist of what happened to me like in Halifax, right?
Okay.
And the crazy thing is that even when I came out, like my sister had to leave, right?
Yeah.
And I came out, and like even though I was in that positive, like this is the thing to understand too, like it doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just like and then switch and then go into like a positive, right? Yeah. Like it takes time to build that. Like even right now, I'm still building that. I still struggle sometimes with a lot of different things, right? But I'm still working on it, right? But even then, my priorities were still messed up because I remember after I came out of the hospital, right? Like I was there for 2 weeks. And they're like, you know what? You can go out now. Took the catheter out.
Yeah. Felt good.
Bro, no, it didn't.
It was worse.
Yo, they lied to me. They're like, yo, 1, we're gonna take it out on 3. 1, 2, whoop, pull that thing out. Oh man, that was rough. But I was happy. I was happy it was out. But they still had the stent inside, like that little thing. So they let me keep it in there for a couple of weeks. But when I came out the hospital, right? So then it was like a switching of shifts.
Yeah.
My sister had to go back to work and stuff like that. But my dad came all the way from the Caribbean, came up to see me, came to stay with me.
Yeah.
And because we fought so much, the school gave us housing because I wasn't in the school originally. I was off campus, right?
Yeah.
And the school gave us housing for a month.
Yeah.
Right? And I was gonna try and do classes, but it didn't really work out because I wasn't in good enough shape to do the classes.
Yeah.
But we were out there, and shout out to my pops, man. He's a real one, you know. He took care of me. He like helped keep my mind in the right place and stuff too.
Yeah.
But I remember, man, like I was I was there. It was there, and I was like, man, I was smoking. I was like even after, like right out of surgery.
Clapping cheeks.
My first thing was like, yo,
You gotta clap
you know, I've been in here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Even in the hospital, man, I was trying to get people to come in. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, it's messed up. But as soon as I came out now, I remember, man, I was like. I was like trying to hit people up, and I would tell my dad, I'm like, yo, hey dad, I'm just gonna go downstairs and just see some of my friends. I just want to talk. I'm gonna be inside the building, just sitting down. I hope my dad doesn't listen to this, but you know, it is what
That's what
it
we're
is.
gonna listen to it.
But
Mr. Ambrose, this is a little secret. Find out some stuff.
But yeah. So like, I was there. I would go downstairs, and then you know, so a girl would like go to like her house, do whatever.
Yeah.
And then come back.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, daddy, I'm on the way back. You know, because they're mindful of me because they don't want me to do anything that, you know, it's the injury and all that stuff, right? Yeah. So, man, I was doing that. I remember while I was doing one of those sessions, you know, in the midst of it, I felt like I had to pee. Right? So I ran to the bathroom. I went to pee, and it was all blood. Damn. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. But I ain't no quitter. I ain't no quitter.
So you see, this man was peeing blood, and he still kept going. Dog.
Mama ain't raised no.
Nah, we can't say that word, but yo, I mean, I guess that shows a strong man. You know, doesn't tap out easy.
It's all about the mentality.
That's a good thing.
It's all about the mentality. You can't quit, dog.
Yeah,
you gotta keep going.
Yeah.
But this is to show you like where my priorities kind of were, right? Like
at the time.
where my mindset was. Like even like I was so kind of consumed by that right. So like I was more worried about that than my health. Yeah, man. Right, which is kind of crazy.
Messed up, but yeah.
It's messed up, but like you know, it's all like a learning process. So that's kind of I guess like a gist of like
the crazy shit that happened.
Some of the crazy stuff that happened to me in Halifax. There obviously be like there's a little bit more, but we can talk about that.
We'll talk about it next, yeah. So I guess just to end this episode itself. So do you think it was the guy you met at the hospital that kind of like pushed up Island Grind?
Yeah, because I was thinking about Island Grind from even before I went to Halifax, right? Okay. But that got like, it was a thought and I was writing it down. I was writing those notes down because I still did some stuff in Halifax towards that. But that guy played a major role in really helping me understand the importance of like, you know, positivity and the changing of mindset. Like mindset is so big, man, because if I didn't change my mindset to be like, yo, I need to come back bigger, faster, stronger. Like, I need to overcome this thing, right? Like, I don't think I would have bounced back like the way that I did, right? Okay. Because that's like a pretty serious injury, right? Sure. And I was able to, like by God's grace, I was able to come back in a good way. And I'm still like on the process of coming back to surpassing where I want to be, right? But like if it wasn't for that kind of mentality and seeing how that guy was reacting, like that taught me like a really big lesson. Like that reaction is key. Yeah. Like it's because that's really the only thing you can control. Like I can't control me getting hit. Like I can try and avoid it, but if I was meant to get hit, I'm still gonna get hit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I can't control what the doctors are telling me. I can't control like how the surgery goes. I can only control how I react to the situation.
True.
So no matter what, like your reaction is key.
Yeah.
If I get injured, if my leg gets cut off and I'm like, it's done, you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm like, okay, shoot, my leg is cut, maybe I gotta apply some pressure or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's how you react, because that's really what it is. It's reaction is very key in any situation. Yeah. So that's a big lesson that I learned, that maybe that can help. Hopefully that helps somebody else. Like just understand that reaction is key. Like how you react to situations, how you choose to react, because that's the one thing that you can control.
Yeah. Like you, I remember you telling me this. Like control what you can control.
Exactly. And control what you can control, and that's your reaction, right? Yeah. So,
well, I guess we're gonna leave it at that. Probably the next episode we'll talk about like what happened after the injury.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned like going to moving back to the islands and coming back to the city, how that felt, and probably go from there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's the grind theory, yo. This is just a little kind of like an origin story, I guess, kind of like
how the monster was made. Man, back in 95, he clapping cheeks.
Well, I guess how things started, right? Yeah. So we're gonna then, what we want to do for our future episodes is like we also want to interview the big man over here on this side here, ask him some questions, see what's going on, and then we're gonna kind of dive into like we want to dive into other guests and see like their different struggles, their different things that they overcame and stuff like that. Yeah. And get into some fun stories, get into some crazy stories, So. Yeah, we'll see. Sure. Struggle. No. Grind theory.
There you go. That's the grind
theory, baby. Grind theory.
And I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, remember, it's going on YouTube.
We're going on YouTube.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Exactly. Give us feedback.
Yeah. On Spotify too. Drop a like.
Spotify, all the platforms. We're gonna put that there.
Yes, sir.
Give us feedback. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. We just starting out, so. Just know we're going to get better each time, right?
100%.
Each time we're going to get better. That's the mindset. 1% better.
Every
1%
day.
every day. What's the saying? We cannot
be broke.
We cannot be broke,
What's the second one? Brokenness is not an option.
It is not an option.
Yes, sir.
It's not no multiple choice. It's not an option.
Yes, sir. Well,